Let's talk about the Anunnaki and why they're actually fallen angels. Now, it's a widespread belief that these beings are basically the quote-unquote gods that created the earth and all its inhabitants. Throughout history, they can be described as winged gods that have the body and face of a man. And during the time that they were here, they apparently taught human race all that there is to know, including higher intelligence, war, spirituality, things of that nature. I'm here to tell y'all that they are literally just the fallen angels. We have to get the idea that angels are just blonde hair, blue-eyed, lily-white, Bambi-looking creatures and start to understand the fact that these are divine beings made by the hands of God. So of course, with them coming down to earth and seducing women and teaching the men and women all of this heavenly knowledge, of course they're going to be seen as gods, especially when they doubt the one that's actually created everything. And from the fallen angels came the Nephilim, and to the regular mortal people, this was also crazy that they had to be in awe of them. And I truly believe that that's where other religions came from, Greek mythology. Let's take Zeus for example. Have you ever asked yourselves why the gods are so obsessed with coming down from Mount Olympus and seducing, most of the time R-wording, mortal women and making half god, half human babies? It's literally all derived from the fallen angels and the Nephilim. I want to address some things from my past video. I've seen a lot of people say that there is no evidence in the Bible that giants existed and that it's only in the book of Enoch, and that's why we shouldn't take the book of Enoch as biblical. While I agree that the book of Enoch is not 100% scripture, or at least I can't prove it is at this point because I haven't read the full thing and I'm not going to claim that, I do want to point out that there are multiple instances where giants are mentioned in the Bible. For example, Deuteronomy 3:11, for only Og the king of Bashan was left of the remnant of the Rephaim. Pause to read the rest of the verse and see just how big his bed was, proving that he was a giant. The Rephaim in the Bible are often described as a race of giants with extraordinary height and strength. Pause to read the rest if you're interested. Another instance of many in the Bible is Genesis 6:4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and remember this, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of man, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men who were of old and the men of renown. First, I want to say I saw a lot of you asking, how could human women give birth to literally giants? I'm assuming that they came out like regular babies and then just grew expeditiously in a short amount of time, or at least that's the best way I can explain it. So I want to talk about that little part where it says, and also afterward. I am not 100% sure, but I believe that the Nephilim gene actually continued after the flood, because I always asked myself, if David fought Goliath and Goliath was a giant, but all the giants were taken out in the flood, how is that possible? Another creator actually brought to my attention that maybe, just maybe, the wives of Noah's sons that they took on the ark weren't of completely pure gene pool. Let's talk about Genesis 6:9. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was just a man perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God. Now, it doesn't say that every person on that ark was perfect. Him and his sons, maybe. If their wives possessed some kind of DNA that would keep the giant gene, if you want to call it that, going, maybe that's how they were giants then and also afterwards. You have to remember that Noah was building the ark for 120 years. That's plenty of time for multiple generations to come of this debauchery and corruption of God's creation. Who knows how much the fallen angels truly did on the earth that we don't know about. So returning back to the Anunnaki, think of how many generations were around to see these fallen angels, and just how much influence they had. Now you could definitely say, okay, well, everyone died in the flood except for Noah and the others. I'm pretty sure that they told their descendants of what happened before the flood, hoping to strike conviction and even some fear in the hearts of the people. But just like always, people have free will, whether to trust in God or to believe in something pagan. Even to this day in witchcraft, there are spells and incantations to try to attract angels to come down and have relations with you. And now we spoke about how the Nephilim are actually demons now, correct? A lot of people believe that the whole elites or reptilian thing are actually them being possessed by the spirits of the Nephilim, which is why so many people in high places push the narrative that Anunnaki are gods. It is a whole thing. I can do another video on like the reptilian thing, which ties into the New World Order, which ties into the Illuminati. It's literally crazy, guys. It's a whole rabbit hole. As always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what y'all think.